Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Jay from Keeping It Real, your arbiter of gaming news and commentary, hitting you off with a studio production video where you know this is your channel, where all gamers' voices are heard. With your boy Jay, always dropping the word. Keeping them other gaming YouTubers like, what you heard? And where you always know, we always keep it all the way real. So what's up, YouTube? You know what time it is, the places where your gamers' voices are heard, and your boy Jay is dropping that word. So yeah, what's up, everybody? Just want to thank everybody for checking out my video today. And yeah, man, you know I'm back at it. Had to do it. It seems like typical fashion, man. These Sony fanboys are out here, and things are getting to a fevering pitch. So much so that, you know, your boy had to come in and put it into some perspective yet again. Now, yeah, man, this might be a topic or a issue that you guys have seen before, but just, you know, I'm not seeing anybody else really, especially in the mainstream, really hitting on this and breaking this down, because of course this would go against the mainstream. So, you know, you don't see a lot of defectors from the mainstream, because most of these so-called Xbox guys that are trying to be industry, you know, they're not going to speak up about the industry itself. Damn sure ain't going to speak against it, because they're too busy trying to be a pet to it, other than trying to you know, speak to power. So, you know, I'm a dude that I think that's how YouTube originally started, you know, especially when it comes to content creators speaking on the mainstream. It's supposed to be you speaking to power, not trying to be one of the media members yourself. You're supposed to be holding them accountable. It's the same thing we see in our political media, where, you know, it's just propaganda, man. This is why a lot of people don't like CNN and a lot of these other places, man, because it's a bunch of propaganda. Instead of just telling it like it is, they're busy just doing whatever the government narrative needs to be without speaking on the truth about what's really going on. So this is the same thing you see in the gaming media. So man, I wanted to break down something that I think is really important, and it kind of exposes a lot of the gaming media and what's really going on, because there's a lot of cats out there that just have no clue how business works, how gaming media works when it comes to these things. And it's I wanted to break down the real reason why Sony has gotten these awards, man. And a lot of these Sony fanboys keep using the fact that Sony has gotten awards in the past, so that somehow makes their games top notch better than Xbox because they've gotten awards. And I just want to break that down, man, because it's one thing that really irritates me is when you have a lot of these Xbox guys either perpetuating this book BS and not knowing how to respond to it, defend against it. It's just sad and sickening, man, that no one knows anything about shit these days, man. So it takes a little small YouTube channel like me to just break these things down and put it into perspective. So, man, let's just start with this. Okay, so, you know, when you this breaking down the premise of any outlet or institution when it comes to gaming media, or any of these institutions, men, or outlets. The main thing, just like a corporation, is they are in it to make money. It's as simple as that. I'm gonna break this down as simple as I possibly can, and you guys will see the logic and understand this as I break it down. And if you have anything to say about this, or if you want to question this, go ahead. But this is just simple common sense logic. Okay, so if we understand the incentive, the motivation is money, period. Okay, let me put it to you like this. You name me, you know, you tell me, do you think most of these guys in gaming media or any of these so-called gaming journalists, how many of them are actual real hardcore gamers, are actually out there gaming like that? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Is that what it's really about? Or is it about getting as many eyes on their articles, on their content as possible so they can make as much money as possible? Which one you think is more of a bigger incentive to them? Like, I think anybody with common sense can see the obvious answer. It's obviously making the money. Regardless of if you want to think that any of these people are in this because they're avid gamers, or, you know, and they really care about the gaming communities and blah, blah, blah. If you want to think all that bullshit, you go ahead. But the fact is, they're in it to make money. So these organizations, these institutions, their biggest thing is whatever is going to make them money. That is obviously what they employ their resources to. Because you got to understand, their resources, and that's including these gaming journalists, they're being paid. They have to produce something, right? And if they're not producing numbers, they're not producing viewership, ratings, then what are they being paid for, right? So you got to understand, when you start breaking this down, you start to realize that whatever is the most popular, whatever is going to bring the biggest viewership in the ratings, that is something that they're going to endorse and they're going to push. So if you understand the premise of that, you understand what is the basic premise of how these institutions work. And you'll start to realize they don't care what the actual content is. They don't care if it's a Xbox game, if it's a Sony game, it's a Nintendo game. What they're looking at is what is going to be the most popular, what is going to bring us the most eyes on our content, on our articles, on to get us the most subscriptions, what is going to bring us the most biggest, highest demographic of people who are going to increase our ratings, which is going to in turn increase our revenue. That's all they care about. And let's just keep it real. PlayStation from the last generation and into this one is the most popular in regards to social, mainstream media. It's the most popular in regards to that. So guess what? They, GameStop, IGN, all these places, they look at their analytics, and it's obvious to them that when they do a video on PlayStation, for whatever reasons, it's going to get more viewership, right? Well, that's going to generate more money for them. So if you don't understand that they don't put two and two together and ensure that when it comes to game awards, that obviously them being friendly to PlayStation is going to equal more money for them. And that's okay, because guess what? The analytics shows that that's what makes sense for them to make the most money. So if you don't think that these gaming outlets and institutions won't give PlayStation a reward just so they can get a bigger viewership and more praise from those gamers and more bigger notoriety from those viewers, then you're crazy, because that's what's going to make them money. And that's what it comes down to. That's the breakdown. The breakdown is a really simple one, and it's like it always is. It's all about the money. These institutions obviously see that them being in the, liked by these insecure Sony fanboys that are looking for a reason to validate their purchase, there's a lot of money in that. This is another reason why you see guys like MBG, that used to be on Xbox side, moving over to PlayStation, because there's more money in these sad Sony fanboys that are just looking for any reason that they can to validate their purchase. And you got to understand, that's getting even worse nowadays, because look at how poorly and sadly of a state that the PS5 was launched in, and what it has been since launch. It's just been a disaster. And guess what? You're going to have even more insecure Sony fanboys that are looking to get as much validation from GameSpot and all these other places they possibly can. They're going to be even more online looking for that. You don't see that so much on the Xbox side. There's just not that demand on the Xbox side, because For Xbox players, we're busy playing games, man. We got more games than we know what to do with on Xbox, and we got the most powerful console. We're really spoiled. I'm just gonna keep it real and tell you this like this. This is how I feel about it. You guys tell me what you think, but I think Xbox gamers are spoiled as fuck at this point. We always, since this, the Xbox One X has had the best console, most powerful console, overall in general, best features in most best and well-designed console. We got a console that's smaller but actually is more powerful, which is what it's supposed to be. Not like the PS5, bigger and less powerful, which makes no sense. We don't got to worry about our space. We can have easily expandable and accessible space, along with starting out with a 1 terabyte of storage. So, and any of our games, when we pop it in, it just works. We didn't got to worry about all that other buffoonery and monkeying around trying to figure out how to just get my PS4 game to play on my PS5, or the cross-gen is still playing a PS4 version of it instead of playing a PS5. Or guess what? I gotta pay for it. No, all that BS. We ain't gotta worry about that. We also don't gotta worry about a high inflated cost of our games being $70. We could just simply get it on Game Pass. So, I mean, a lot of the things, I think, as Xbox gamers, we're spoiled. And we're not running around looking for validation on IGN and all this like a lot of these Sony fanboys are doing. They're looking for any reason that they possibly can to be able to pat themselves on the back. And that's what it comes down to when you hear these guys talk about these game awards and all this shit. All that shit is make-believe that the gaming media puts out there, because obviously Sony is the more popular platform and there's more money that's going to be made from that. And this is the reason why you see this. Now, I'm not seeing this a lot from these Sony fanboys, because obviously that's speaking against the mainstream media. That's calling the mainstream media out and saying, hey, they're just in it for the money. They don't give a damn about like gamers and being a gamer and none of that shit. Man, this could not even be gaming. It could be wrestling. And the same thing would happen. It's all about the money. Like the people behind the scenes, they don't care about whatever said thing is. They care about making the money. Okay. And this expands to any corporation that it's all about. Good example. I'm going to even hit on Microsoft here, because they apply here too, just like any other corporation. Why do you think Microsoft got as good as they got? Do you think they really got as good as what they are now because of just Xbox fans being upset? I see that a lot too. Oh, it's because, Xbox fans got upset and Sony fanboys was doing this and that, and it made Xbox better. Yeah, there's a part to that, but not really. You know what made Xbox better? Microsoft as a whole, and I'm talking about the execs behind Microsoft, looked at the gaming market and how big it was becoming, and looked at their position in the gaming market, thinking to themselves, wait a minute, we haven't really been investing in this market that is going to be a huge boom. What the hell were we thinking? We need to get in this fight, and we need to dominate this market because it's ripe for the taking. And that's the main reason why Microsoft got so good. It wasn't because of Xbox fans. It wasn't because the Sony fanboys talking shit. It wasn't none of that. It was because Microsoft, the execs of Microsoft, looked at it as a business proposition that Microsoft was very in position to be able to dominate and take control of. And they seen all the money that could be generated from it. So of course, a $2 trillion company is going to say, when they're in a position to do it, yeah, let's do it. So that is why you're seeing Microsoft take such an incredible turn and start dominating the market and start revolutionizing the market. Because at the end of the day, it's like anything else. It comes down to the money. Now, what I always say about Microsoft or any company, why I fuck with them is because, not because I expect them to love me. I can give a damn whether Microsoft loves me. I don't love Microsoft. You know what I love? The value of my money being respected. That's what I love. And what I can say about Microsoft is they respect the value of your money. They're not going to give you a console that's less than a terabyte of space, especially knowing that when it comes to operating space, it's going to be even less than that, right? They're not going to give you a console that's subpar that's supposedly a new generation console, but it's bigger and it's less powerful. They're not going to give you no crap like that like Sony's doing. Okay, because guess what? They're trying to make a mark in the gaming industry. Okay, and they're trying to have you understand, we get it. Hey, we're in this for the money, but guess what? We're going to respect you as a consumer and make sure you get a quality product from us. And that's what we should all expect. We shouldn't expect them to love us, but we should expect them to make sure we're getting the value of our investment is being respected. And that is the difference when it comes to Microsoft and Sony. Sony obviously doesn't respect the value of people's investment, and Microsoft does. Okay, so this is where this I just want to give this breakdown, man. Have you, a lot of people know, because I've been seeing this, and it really nerves me how people respond to this. They have no clue how to respond to it. So if you guys listen to my video, just make sure you hit them with that proper response. When they want to start talking about the rewards that whatever PlayStation game got, who gives a damn? Because what's funny to me, they don't care about the gaming media when it's against them, right? They don't care, and you can't listen to them. But somehow when it's just something you like, all of a sudden, oh yeah, now you care about it. Now all these awards mean something, right? Imagine if when they rate their game not a good rating, right? When an Xbox and PlayStation exclusive comes out and it doesn't get a good rating, all of a sudden the gaming media is bad, blah blah blah. But when it comes to a reward that you get, oh yeah, they're all of a sudden they're great and they're honest and they're all this shit. I mean these motherfuckers are the biggest hypocrites. But I'm saying it can't be both. It has to be one or the other. Either they're only in it for the money and you can't really trust whatever rating that they give, or hey, you can just trust every rating that they give. You gotta go one way or the other. There ain't no in between on this shit. But anyways, man, that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to break that down. The real reason why Sony has gotten these rewards that they've gotten for their games, and just give you guys some perspective so you guys can start understanding the business side of how this really works. All right, man. Just appreciate you guys like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until the next time, man, I'm gone.